Hello and welcome back to Denmark Garage. I'm your host Dennis. Of course, behind the camera is my wife Marcia. And today we're going to be working on a snowblower. Not any snowblower, we're going to be working on the Simplicity 7524i. It is a Brigs Stratton 7.5 horsepower engine, and it does not run. This was my dad's snowblower, and he gave up on it because it quit running, and he took it into a couple shops, and every time he takes it in, it runs for about a week or two, and then it would just quit on him. So today we're going to dive into it and figure out what either he did wrong or what needs to be fixed if they made a mistake. So what we're going to do is, this thing has an electronic start. We're going to come down here. It has a plug-in port on this side. I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to make sure the choke's on. We're going to see if it even starts. Hey, it wants to start. And make sure the fuel's on. That would be the dumbest thing to do. And turn it on. Another shot. Hey, it's wanting to start. Uh-oh. Now let's give it a pull. There we go. It was bound up. Alright, give it another start. So she's getting fuel. I know that because I already drained the fuel and put a new fuel into this thing. And it died. So it's getting fuel into the car when I prime it, and the prime is bypassing the jet. Let's give it another shot. Nope.
But it doesn't want to stay running.
It doesn't want to stay running. So this thing is already hot. So I got to be extra careful around that muffler, which is a beautiful placement for it. So I already got an idea of what's wrong with it. And I believe it has to do with the bottom half of the carburetor. Knowing that if I pump it, prime it, it'll start to run. But then after it runs through the little bit of gas that got primed into it, it's done. So we're going to tear this apart and see what we're dealing with. Ooh, you can feel the heat off that bad boy. They ain't kidding when they put that stamp up there, it says hot. Yeah. Put your hand across that, you have a permanent tattoo.
Yeah.
Alright, pull the choke off, pull the dummy key off. Cover off. Disconnect the safety. Prime. Shut fuel off. Alright, so These nuts down here are 8mm. Let's get rid of the brush, which is the number one thing that everybody always loses with those. One off. Of course. Yeah.
The handy dandy craftsman set.
Which was a perfect Father's Day gift by my lovely wife. Ugh. As I'm tearing into this, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We're trying to get our subscribers up. We got a few goals. We want to hit at least 1,000 within our first 60 days to 90 days on YouTube, as we're learning how to YouTube, I should say. We'd love to hit that 1,000 mark. And then after that, we have a goal of 2,500. And then 5,000. As the channel grows and we figure out what we're doing, then we are going to try to get better content out for everybody. More in-depth builds, more repairs, especially on the Ranger. More in-depth on doing brakes, because we got the brakes, and then we got old Scarlett over there that needs some love. She's been setting for about 2 years, and I need to get her fired back up. Our Suzuki 1500. Alright, and we got that going. And if I remember correctly, alright. Nut. And we already got fuel coming, so got fuel off up there, so there's just what's in the bowl. We can live with that. Smell of fuel. Come on. I would have shot some ether in here to try to get it to start, but she did fire, which the prime bypasses the bowl. And feeds fuel right directly into the car. So a little washer, don't want to lose that. Ain't too bad.
Yeah, with those little chunks at the bottom.
There's little holes that are supposed to be right there and right there, and this right here is your jet. So fuel gets sucked in the side here, out the top, straight into your carb. And what's going on here is this is completely clogged up. So we're going to use a needle, which is not the proper way to do it. And nasty. You see all the black, I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but there's black gunk coming out of this. Spin it down in here.
Oh, wow.
That big old chunk that just came out of there. Let's see if I got something a little thicker, might be able to. I'm already covered in gas, so let's. There we go. There's stuff on the top there. Whew. Such a tiny hole. There we go. Not great on the skin, but eh. Well, we got fluid movement now. We'll grab this. Put this back down. Set this back up. Choke and gag on the carb cleaner / gas mix. Yummy. Put my hand right up here on this hot thing. Do a nice little snug. And now, turn that on. See if there's any fuel escaping out the bowl. Because I didn't see that top gasket that's supposed to be up there. No, it's not leaking. So, for temporary, reconnect this. Put the safety switch in. Fuel's on. I don't need to hook that up yet. We're just going to test to see if she'll run without melting that plastic. And since we're not going to have that hooked up, There, I primed it. Give it a little plug. And that didn't work out. Give it another start.
She's just not happy.
No, she is not a happy camper. Give it another light squirt. Now she's obviously got sparks. She's firing.
When it does that little bar.
That's because it's got the choke. So it's trying to... We're going to give it a quiet little pause and then we'll come back to it, let the electric starter cool off. Alright, so she cooled off. The electric starter should be working just fine now. While the camera was off, we did have a little problem down here. It is leaking a little gas. I don't know if you can see it dripping. That's because that gasket that I said I couldn't see, when I was putting it back together, it's not there at all. So we're going to have to get a new gasket for that. I'm going to give it another shot and see if she can't fire up. down. And just like that, she's fixed. So, unfortunately though, I am going to have to replace that down there. I have to shut this gas off, as it is leaking down here. So what we'll do is, later down the road, we'll get a new gasket, get a new jet down here. Might as well replace it if we're going to do it. Those parts are not that expensive. Heck, buying a new carburetor is not that expensive for these vehicles, these little snow blowers. However, it is a self-propelled snow blower. We have not had a need for that up here in the north central Indiana. We are right by the Michigan border. We have not had a need for a snow blower in the last 4 or 5 years. I think that's about to change. I wanted to get this operational. My dad lives across the street. He's in the 70s. I don't want him out there shoveling. So if we have this up and running, the farthest thing he'll have to do is walk across the street and grab it, and it's self-propelled, so he can just walk it back across the street. And of course, on his way out, clean my own driveway. Got to get something out of it. Other than that, we're going to leave it disassembled because I'm going to have to look up and see where I can't get some of these parts locally here that are obtainable. There's a part shortage just about on everything anymore. So fuel's off. We're going to get a new jet, a new gasket, and then this can be all buttoned back up together. So I will put a couple screws in just so they don't disappear. It's always good to at least put something back in. So when you need to put it back together, you have all the parts. Yep. Yep, it was already on full run. Put this one in. And now this one. So we still got this hooked up, still got the safety hooked up. Okay, apparently that doesn't want to stay on there right now. There we go. Now it'll stay. Alright, that'll do it for this video. Unfortunately, because of the gasket, I don't want to spill gas all over the garage. It's bad enough that our garage floods every time it rains because the pine trees out there have raised the front driveway. Put this back on it so that doesn't get lost, which it always does. Everybody loses these. And store that there. Alrighty. So, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It only costs you one click of a button. Hit the like button on this video. Hopefully showing you down there where that nut was, the jet, showing that just shoving a needle in there, cleaning it out, will help get this thing up and running. If you have one of these, you find one of these at a garage sale or someone's trying to sell them dirt cheap because they say it doesn't run, 99% of the time, it's that jet that's clogged. And it's usually operator error. It's gas tank. Everybody always has 1 or 2 cans around that always has an oil fuel mix in it. And they don't pay attention and they grab the wrong can and they throw that oil gas mix in there. And that oil gets down into that carb, and this thing does not require oil, so it just sets in there, and then it just builds up this mush that gets into those little small holes and clogs it. So check your fuel, drain it, pop it off, get all the fuel out of it, clean it out when you can, get a rag in there with a stick, just wipe it out, put fresh fuel in there after you hook everything back up, drop your bowl, clean your jet, put it back in, make sure you have a gasket, of course. That one is bad, or missing, and that was probably from the last place it was worked at, which was Kreider's Lawnmower Service. Obviously they didn't do a very good job because it was broke down when we got it, and it was just serviced a couple of years ago, and he didn't even have it operational for, I think it was 3 weeks before it did exactly what he took it in there for. It just quit running. So check this out. Always go down there, pop that off, take a needle, paper clip, something that go in there that won't destroy the actual size of the jets. Get some carb cleaner, spray it through, make sure it's got good flow. And then when you put it back in there, don't over tighten it, because you over tighten it, it'll crush it and damage the inside of your carb, or strip it out. Just snug it up there, make sure it's on there, turn your fuel on, wait to see if you get a leak. If you got a leak, take it all back apart and recheck your seal. Odds are you did exactly what I did and didn't have a proper seal. You can button it back up. You can shoot some ether in there if you want to just do a quick start and then fire it up, and most of the time you do that, you can go back out and do anything you want with it. So, like I said, thanks for watching. Until the next video, please, if you see something in here we need to change, leave a comment down below. Alright, we've got some videos up, we're getting some views, but no one's leaving any comments. We are getting some likes, and we do appreciate those likes. One of the likes is from my #1 fan, my grandson, Derek, so shout out to him for watching my videos, and loving it because he sees Papa's truck. Just leave a comment, something like, hey, keep it up, keep trying, or hey, you guys should never be on YouTube, anything. Thumbs up, thumbs down, any reaction is awesome, and subscribe. Little channels like ours that are just starting, trying to figure out what we're doing, we're never going to get any traction, we're never going to get seen if we don't get subscribers. You don't have to subscribe and keep watching every video, just be a subscriber. And thanks for watching. Until next video, peace.